So, one of the oldest game magazine publication and game journalism website finally shuts down. For some, it's the end of an era. But for a lot of people like me, we still got IGN and Pinoy Gamer. But seriously, the abrupt closure of Game Informer is a massive upset to its community, displacing loyal customers and especially their entire staff. And I do hope that the folks working at Game Informer were able to look for a different place to work before the sudden closure of their livelihoods. Being laid off is never a good thing, and it often opens a Pandora's box of unforeseen problems that absolutely nobody deserves to go through. To give you guys a little background to Game Informer, it is owned by video game retail giant GameStop and was one of the last video game magazine publication companies today, right up until its abrupt closure after 33 whole years of service. The magazine brand worked mostly as a subscription-based product, but you were also able to buy them directly at GameStop stores. The problem was, the industry has drastically shifted to a digital ecosystem, so a lot of people nowadays get their entertainment and information through online articles and videos rather than physical reading materials. Game Informer did have its own journalism website and it looked like it was kicking ass, but considering this happened, it probably couldn't keep up with colossal giants like IGN and Kotaku. Visiting the Game Informer website leaves you with a notice that reads, "After 33 thrilling years of bringing you the latest news, reviews, and insights from the ever-evolving world of gaming, it is with a heavy heart that we announce the closure of Game Informer. From the early days of pixelated adventures to today's immersive virtual realms, we've been honored to share this incredible journey with you, our loyal readers. While our presence may stop, the passion for gaming that we've cultivated together will continue to live on. Thank you for being a part of our epic quest, and may your own gaming adventures never end." Aside from that statement, Game Informer never really told us anything about the reasons why it's finally retiring for good. And I can only speculate that it was as simple as the company not earning enough to be valuable enough for GameStop to keep it floating any longer. But keep in mind that even when one of the biggest game journalism companies suddenly disappeared, the game journalism space is still super oversaturated, with a lot of these massive journalism sites just parroting the same idea with paraphrased articles. The gaming community have also been very vocal about them being shills to the corporate overlords of the video game industry, often pushing narratives along the lines of, "This next upcoming game from this massive developer is a AAA title that has no flaws and a must-buy for everyone and their grandmothers." Then the game actually comes out, everyone who actually cares complains how dog poo the game is, and due to the shortened attention span of absolutely everyone, we just forget that the game ever even existed. At this point, these game journalism sites have just been an avenue for commercials and advertisements rather than a medium for objective thoughts and authentic takes. This is why we need a lot more game journalism sites that cater more towards actual gamers rather than corporate overlords of video gaming. Now I know I just said that the space is oversaturated right now, but if we get a lot of these newer game journalism sites with genuine takes, then we can at least start to discern the advertisement from the authentic. Because as of right now, some of these journalists or big voices of these big journalism sites have pretty much created their own cartel, controlling information and crafting the narrative as they see fit, in order to push their own political agendas. And sometimes I wonder, when did it all start to go so wrong? When did discussions about video games turn into debates about race, gender, political positions, and the pursuit of right and wrong? I remember a really good time in history when us kids argued about games, about who the best character is, what level was your favorite, what makes this game so good, and everything else that simply involves the new and our favorite games. Nowadays, it's all about attacking one another for having the quote-unquote wrong opinion. And you can't even have a neutral stance because everyone's conceived the notion of you're either with us or against us. It sucks, and it shows. I hope we bring back objective game articles. I hope we normalize nuance again, and I sincerely hope that people start thinking for themselves rather than regurgitating what they read and what they see on the internet. But besides that, Game Informer shutting down seems to be a sign that the game journalism landscape is drastically changing. Will it be for the better, or will it be for the worst? We'll just have to wait and see in the few coming years. And just for the record, I don't have any problems with people shilling products or video games, but I also believe that you don't necessarily have to die on that hill just to prove that your take was authentic. To even go the distance and blame your customers for not liking your product is freaking insane. Like,
my game is failing not because my game sucks, but because you're a bad person and you're everything wrong in the world.
Bro, people know when you're shilling something, especially when it actually sucks. You just have to admit it and it wouldn't even be a problem. And I understand that video game companies don't want journalists doing that because even they are not confident enough in releasing their shitty ass games anymore because they all sucking fuck.